What's up, everybody? So I was thinking the other day, after Thunderbolts and after Fantastic Four, we're gonna get the Avengers movie. But the crazy thing about it is the spacing between Fantastic Four and Avengers. So we're about to get in May. We're gonna get Thunderbolts. Then in July? I think the first week of July, maybe July 4th or something. We're gonna get Fantastic Four. And then we're not gonna get another Marvel movie all the way to May. I wish they would have. I think we really should be getting. I'm about to say Final Fantasy, Fantastic Four, like in October, November, to kind of hold us over. Now I don't know what shows we're gonna get between then, if we're gonna get any shows, but there has to be something that keeps our us ready for it, besides keep getting like every day we're getting some type of leak, some type of information about Avengers, to not get it for another year, not 13 months from now, not even a year. It's more than a year. I think that's wild. But I guess we're gonna get our first Doomsday release date. Bro, we're not gonna get a Avengers trailer until Christmas time, Thanksgiving time. It ain't gonna be no time soon. So everyone getting their hopes up. They're just starting production. I don't even think they started shooting yet. Or no, actually, I think they did start shooting, because they showed Magneto and Cyclops. I think something like that.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name is Michael Roman, aka All Fires. Now, while we eagerly anticipate the upcoming Fantastic Four second trailer, which we've been covering over the last couple of days, and of course the normal media onslaught of new TV spots every day we're about to enter for the Thunderbolts, a totally legitimate question to ask, especially from the Marvel fan base, is when can we expect the first trailer for Avengers Doomsday, which again just started production? Well, a brand new article from The Direct under the headline, "Here's when the Avengers Doomsday first trailer is now expected to release," attempts to do just that, and based on previous actions by Marvel and how they've treated Avengers trailers, pretty much has worked out when they think it's going to drop this year. We're going to read through the article. I'm going to add some context, of course, where I can.
It's all speculation.
Again, this burning question: when are we actually getting that Avengers Doomsday trailer? We're then going to talk about the leaked first look of Doctor Doom that's been circulating on social media for the last 2 or 3 days. I've even seen some big influencers sharing it. No one's quite sure if it's real. We're going to talk about it in the back half of this video. First, if you could grab the subscribe button. Thanks to everyone who's been subscribing lately. The best way to support us here at the channel is by doing that. It also enters you for our PS5 giveaway, which is in a couple of days. Again, all you got to do be a sub, leave a comment if you want. Stick around at the end of the video. We get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so this broke yesterday under the headline, "Here's when Avengers Doomsday first trailer is now expected to release. When will Marvel Studios release the first trailer for Avengers Doomsday?" They go on to say, quote, "Now that production for Avengers Doomsday is underway, the big question is, when will Marvel Studios drop the first Avengers 5 trailer?" They then say that if Marvel Studios follows a marketing schedule similar to previous Avengers films, fans may have an idea of when to expect it. Now they rewind all the way.
So now they're going off of the very. I don't even think. No. They're going off when the first. Okay, I guess they got a formula. They got but still, like, this is all speculation now.
Recorded D23 in 2011 and then debuted the official trailer in October of 2011, about 7 months before.
Did I say October, November?
The same for Avengers Age of Ultron, where they originally screened some footage back in 2013, then again in July of 2014 at San Diego Comic-Con, but didn't drop the trailer.
Did you know you can AFK blood
ads
whilst learning to code in Python? Go to boot.
Until October 2014, 6.5 months
before
the film's release date.
So we're gonna get it in October.
To sense a pattern.
Halloween
as far as
time.
Infinity War goes, they once again showed the trailer at D23 and San Diego Comic-Con, but didn't officially unveil the trailer for Infinity War until late November 2017, about 5 months before the film debuted. And similarly for Avengers Endgame, they didn't release the trailer until December 7th, 2018, only 4.5 months ahead of the film's drop. Now, obviously, the pattern for the first 4 Avengers films was they held it tighter and tighter, longer and longer each time. And so, what this article concludes with is, quote, "Fans should thus expect the public trailer for Avengers Doomsday to be released online in either November or December of 2025, with the best bet being a date in late November around Thanksgiving or early December." Now, obviously, the public drop is the rest of the year away, and I don't think this differed too much from the prediction you would have gotten for a lot of people. Remember, they just started filming now, and there is a lot of CGI between now and when that trailer is ready.
Yeah, there is.
However, also noticed during this article, they made sure to mention Marvel has a long track record of screening the teaser or some new footage at Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con and D23 especially, both of which have seemed to amp up every year, but I think we can all rest assured that the Russos are going to show up with the first look at Avengers Doomsday this summer at San Diego Comic-Con, teaser or not. They'll probably re-show it at D23. We'll get the very first trailer at the end of the year. We'll get the second trailer sometime months later around the Super Bowl like they did for Avengers Endgame, and then in 2026, when Doomsday actually drops, that summer, they probably won't do San Diego Comic-Con at all and a smaller D23 because they'll be trying to hold everything tight like they did in between Infinity War and Avengers Endgame as to not give away any spoilers. And if they absolutely nail Doomsday, I can't imagine what the hype is going to look like for Secret Wars. Now, they do have to film these two things, and I think that's probably one of the only things that would sort of railroad big reveals or them being on stage at San Diego Comic-Con. They just know how important that is to the fans, and so I can't see them missing this opportunity to sort of replicate that hype with Infinity War by having that first look there. And they know that all the fans are going to anticipate that's what's coming. They don't want to let them down as a part of Hall H. Okay, now switching gears for a second to the leaked first look of Doctor Doom that's been floating around the internet. Now, I was not going to cover this, as I already said.
Bro, he look like Magneto. What is this? I mean, the suit kind of fire. It kind of look like Mysterio in a way. Bro, he looked like Star Wars, what's his name? Obi-Wan Kenobi. He looked like Obi-Wan Kenobi. He looked like he could play Magneto. I don't like that look. I mean, the suit is kind of fire. I just don't like how he looks. He looks very old in it. Now, I know they say it's a multiverse Doom. I still don't like what they're doing with it, but I wish we would just get Fantastic Four and a real Doctor Doom. Adam Driver should have played Doctor Doom. It would have been fire. I mean, but it ain't nothing to go crazy about now. Like, it's not like, oh my God, look at that. I wish they would have showed him with the mask. I want to see how he looked. I don't care. I already know how Robert Downey Jr. looked. Let me see how he looks with the mask. Now, if the mask is fire, then we can rock.
Earlier this week, unfortunately, with how good AI has gotten in the already existing Photoshop tricks, I believe we are in for an absolute onslaught of fakes, and I'm certainly not going to cover every single one, but while they're remaining relatively easy to cover at this point because there's only been a few, this newest one is Doctor Doom, who looks like he's standing in front of a white screen. It's been blurred to make it look
I swear to God, I hope we get Doctor Doom. I know it'll have to be a end credit scene, obviously. I hope we get a look at Doctor Doom in Fantastic Four. I just want to know, because you can't tell the Fantastic Four story without Doctor Doom, bro. It's like Batman and Joker. You can't have a Joker without Batman. I just want to know how they're gonna. We need to see Doctor Doom in Fantastic Four. And that's what's going to get everyone's attention to make it go crazy for a whole year, is at the end credit, we see Doctor Doom. I guarantee, I already know how it's going to go. At the very end, he's going to be on his throne or whatever he's going to be. You're going to look around, it's going to show his face, and then cut off. It's going to be something subtle like that, but
got it with the
I'm here for it.
Apparently, it's a first look of what Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom will look like, gray hair, a beard, etc. I do not believe in any way this is what Doctor Doom's costume will look like. I do not believe in
Also, I want to know how they're going to transition, like how it is the multiverse. How, obviously, we have to get a real Doctor Doom after this. I want to know how they're going to transition from Robert Downey Jr. to the next Doctor Doom. Because we do got to get a real Doctor Doom at some point, right?
Way that this is an actual leaked photo of Doctor Doom. Now, I've been in the game for a long time, and as I mentioned in the last video covering leaked images like this, we were all debating whether or not 4K footage of Andrew Garfield was real. And that was at least 4 or 5 years before all of the AI advancements.
Yeah, I remember that.
Now,
everyone going crazy over that Spider-Man.
It's harder than ever to tell if things are real, and the same sort of skepticism that has surrounded my take to that kind of content hasn't changed at all. Then again, we've had these kind of leaks before, so what we really need to look for here is the source of where these are coming, and a reverse image search on this doesn't reveal anything in the way of any sort of reputable source or someone with a track record or we should give reverence to. So in that case, and again, considering the source, we're just going to keep it extra skeptical. And look, other things can come out to corroborate rumors and images, and I think I've seen even this morning someone try to post a different angle of the same image of Magneto and Cyclops. If that's true, we'll get to that in a later video. Still, that's not the kind of corroboration we're looking for, and I think just more likely than not, those outside photos from behind the scenes we still haven't gotten to here at the channel, those are real. Those are obvious drone shots, those are real. The rest of this stuff, it's just too easy to fake, and the definitely temptation to do that for someone who has no following at all, they have nothing to lose, they can start generating this stuff and maybe generate a following off of it. That temptation is just going to be too high. The tools are too easy to use. Of course, there's going to be a lot of fakes. I think this is just one in a long string that we are about to be basically subjected to for the next year. But you guys let me know all your thoughts down below. I am all ears as always. What you think about when the first trailer is going to drop, how hype you are for Avengers Doomsday, and what do you think of this Doctor Doom reveal? I am all ears as always. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. All right, we are
now. I'm telling you now. Hold on. We're really gonna have to get it's gonna have to be intent. The very first on Avengers, not Fantastic Four. I don't care how Fantastic Four. I don't think it's gonna be okay. I don't think it's gonna be great or anything. Thunderbolts, I don't got no expectations for. But when it comes to the Avengers movie, it has to be intense, just like Infinity War. It's gonna have to be Doctor Doom comes in and kills some people, just like when Loki was hanging on like that. He was looking like a dead chicken. That shit was kind of scary. I was like, what? I'd never seen this in a superhero movie before. But he's going to really have to be intense. And I'm telling you how they can do it. I know people are saying, oh, he comes and kills some X-Men and then the other X-Men come. No. The X-Men are too valuable. Even the old X-Men, they need to have them. Nobody cares about the Thunderbolts. If the fake Captain America died, nobody would care. If any of them die, like who besides I can't even think of none of them. I can't even think of none that I really care about living. But anyways, if any of them dies, no one's gonna care. So I think that's how it's gonna end. Thunderbolts ends, right? And then we're gonna get. Of course, we're going to get Fantastic Four. But how Thunderbolts ends is going to go into the Avengers. Dr. Doom comes, wipe a couple of them out. One of them goes and tells blah, blah, blah. And that's how it starts. Because they said that Sentry's going to be in the Avengers movie. And Sentry's going to turn good. So obviously, if some of them die, somehow Sentry turns good or whatever. That's how it starts. Now that will be fine. That's how we got to start it. We're not starting it like, oh, everyone's whatever. We need someone to die in order for it to be good. In order for this thing to really go. I don't really want to see X-Men die. Sorry, X-Men's like my favorite superheroes, everything. So I don't want none of them to die. I don't want Cyclops, even though we already seen Cyclops die. Bro, they can't have Cyclops die again. He already died, and I forgot which one that was. Days of the last whatever. We need him to survive. I don't want to see Professor X die again. He already got his neck snapped once. I don't want to see that again. Jean Grey could die. I never really cared because they never did the Phoenix right. So I never really cared about Jean Grey. I always felt like she was just a filler in the movie, so they could kill the Gambit off. Even though Gambit's my favorite superhero of all time, I just didn't like Channing Tatum in it. So they could kill Channing Tatum first scene. I don't care. But anyways, let me know what y'all want to see next.